notion that the science on climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is a claim that has been circulating among some conservative circles. Proponents of this idea argue that climate change is a hoax perpetuated by liberal elites, scientists, and politicians to control people's lives, particularly Christians. They claim that the idea of climate change is used to undermine Christian values, promote socialism, and restrict individual freedoms. However, a closer examination of the evidence and the underlying motivations behind this claim reveals that it is unfounded and misleading. Firstly, the overwhelming scientific consensus on climate change is clear. Human activities, particularly the emission of greenhouse gases from burning fossil fuels, are significantly contributing to the rise in global temperatures. This consensus is based on decades of research by thousands of scientists from around the world, using multiple lines of evidence and rigorous testing of hypotheses. The idea that climate change is a natural phenomenon are minor issues not supported by the scientific evidence. Moreover, the claim that climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is often based on a flawed understanding of the relationship between Christianity and environmentalism. Many Christians believe that caring for the environment is a moral and biblical imperative, as it is a way to steward God's creation and protect the poor and vulnerable who are most affected by environmental degradation. In fact, many Christian organizations and denominations have been at the forefront of environmental advocacy, recognizing the importance of preserving the natural world for future generations. The accusation that climate change is a socialist plot to control people's lives is also unfounded. While it is true that some climate change policies, such as carbon pricing and renewable energy subsidies, may have economic implications, these policies are designed to address a real and pressing environmental problem, not to impose a particular ideology. Moreover, many Christian organizations and churches have embraced market-based solutions to climate change, such as carbon offsetting and sustainable investing, which can promote economic development while reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Another argument made by proponents of the climate change hoax is that the science is uncertain and that climate models are unreliable. However, this argument ignores the fact that climate science, like all science, is subject to ongoing research and refinement. While there may be some uncertainties in climate modeling, the overall trend and direction of the evidence are clear. Human-caused climate change is real, and it poses significant risks to human societies and ecosystems. It is also worth noting that the claim that climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is often promoted by special interest groups and fossil fuel companies that have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. These groups have a history of spreading misinformation and casting doubt on climate science, often using tactics that are designed to confuse and polarize the public. By promoting the idea that climate change is a hoax, these groups aim to delay or prevent meaningful action on climate change, which would require significant changes to our energy systems and consumption patterns. In conclusion, the claim that the science on climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is unfounded and misleading. The scientific evidence on climate change is clear, and it is supported by a broad consensus of scientists and experts from around the world. Climate change is a real and pressing issue that requires immediate attention and action, and it is not a partisan or ideological issue. Christians, like people of all faiths and backgrounds, have a moral and ethical obligation to care for the environment and protect the vulnerable. By promoting misinformation and doubt about climate science, we risk delaying or preventing the necessary action to address this critical issue, and we undermine the values of stewardship, compassion, and justice that are at the heart of the Christian faith.